Hey guys, it's Andrew Esquivel here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Sura Snail Collect Snail Trap. Now, if you have a bunch of pest snails like I do, like Malaysian trumpet snails or bladder snails, sometimes collecting them all can be a pain. So, either you can build a snail trap, or you can buy a sort of complex one, like the one we see right here. Now, the Sura snail trap has several features that set it apart from a basic snail trap that you just make yourself. We're going to go over the construction, but first I want to point out that you do have to assemble it, and that's actually a good thing because it allows you to customize the setup a little bit. First, we'll talk about the gate. We have these gray pillars that you can add or remove in order to adjust the size of which you can allow creatures to crawl in. So I have it right now that's set to allow my bladder and Malaysian trumpet snails through. It's a little bigger than I'd like, but it prevents other creatures like mystery snails and bigger fish from entering into the trap and getting stuck by accident. Next, we have the ramp. The ramp is these black little pieces that move up and down. As the snail moves through the ramp, it goes up. And once they get fully into the enclosure, the ramp goes back down. Now, this is supposed to trap the snails, because once the ramp is down, there's no exiting. On this top portion here, we have this red little circular thing. This twists off and allows you to put the tab of food inside of it, which will attract the snails into the trap. It comes with 2 tablets of food, and you can pretty much substitute it with whatever food you have that you know the snails will eat. I would use shrimp pellets or even algae wafers if you could afford it. Now, as you can see here, I've got a number of snails in there, mostly bladder snails, but I've had Malaysian trumpet snails get in there as well. Now, this trap does work as long as the snails are adults. I'm talking full-size snails. And the reason it only works with full-size snails is because of the flaw that the black ramp here has. As you can see, the black ramp is made up of several pieces of plastic that move up and down that allow it to be flexible. You can see this little guy over here trying to make his way through the ramp, but, and if the camera would focus, but he can't make it through because they're tightly compacted. If he was just to move over onto the left or right, you would find that this gap right here is indeed big enough to allow the snails to exit the trap, making the trap pretty much worthless. Now, like I was saying before, if you're dealing with full-size adults, the adults can get in but are too small to fit through the narrow gap of the ramp. But unfortunately, because we deal with a variety of sizes, let's say the Malaysian trumpet snails here, I've got babies, juveniles, and adults. So what happens if I want to trap all the babies or the juveniles? You just simply can't do that with this trap. They'll crawl right through the gate, they'll crawl right under the bridge, the little ramp, and then they'll just crawl through the gap in the ramp that gets formed as they crawl under. So this product is upwards of $17 with shipping. And it does what it's supposed to an extent. Unfortunately, because of the design, it simply just doesn't do it well. I've had my shrimp, which are fairly large creatures compared to the snails, get stuck inside of here and then eventually find their way out because they find a gap. And then I've had the bladders get in and then get out. And then the Malaysian trumpet snails get in and get out. So unfortunately, the product, although very clever in design, wasn't well thought out. What they could have done to have fixed this issue is made the spread of these black ramp little sticks much more tightly compacted. if there was no little gap, this product would work flawlessly. But because they chose to use a number of these little ramp pieces that was inadequate, it forms the gap and allows the snails to escape. So, in conclusion, it is a clever design. It is effective only with bigger adult snails that can't fit through the gap, but in the end, just simply not good enough. This is a product that I will be returning, sadly. I wanted it to work, and for a while I thought it did, until I really sat down closely and looked at it and realized that the fatal flaw made it just not worth the money. Well guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, show your friends, check out my other videos. I got plenty of them. And as always, I'll see you next time.